sitting here in Amuka, the backyard of Rabbi Yonatan and Uziel. Such a beautiful Eretz Israel. And we're going to learn a little bit today about Chassidut, about the vision of the Baal Shem Tov, and what is really Chassidut, B'ezrat Hashem. I think that it's only fitting that we'll do this shiur for the zchut of all the single men and women of Am Yisrael that are looking for shidduchim, and b'zchut this tzaddik that's here, Rabbi Yonatan ben Uziel, that Am Yisrael made it, this gula, that everyone comes here to pray, Yiratzon, that in his zchut of the Torah that we're learning, may the singles of Am Yisrael have an easier time finding their soulmates, their zivugim, and may the married couples of Am Yisrael have shlom bayit, may they have good homes and happiness and love, good relationships with their children. Gevalt. Chassidut is a loaded word. And let's see what we have. So as you guys know, this is the letter of the Baal Shem Tov that we had the zchut to write on a parchment. A very big zchut to read it from the parchment. And we're going to do every time little bits and pieces, a very loaded letter, many concepts, many secrets, instructions in Avodat Hashem. But the Baal Shem Tov wrote this to his brother-in-law, but he writes in this letter that he wants this letter to get around the world, he wants everyone to read it. And this is what Mashiach told him. When the Baal Shem Tov met Mashiach in Shamayim, Mashiach told him, I could only come, the world could only be redeemed when your teachings fill the world. So we have the zchut, what is zchut, to be a part of this chain of spreading the light of the Baal Shem Tov, the purification of the worlds, of the vessels to receive the light of the Geula. We're going to focus on one part today. Like we said, the Baal Shem Tov in Shamayim learned three names, three types of Avodat Hashem. That through these three types of Avodat Hashem, everyone, every man, every person could get to the level of what he calls the Baal Shem Tov. Because Mashiach told him, everyone has to be on your level. Everyone has to be able to do aliyot and yichudim. Aliyot and yichudim, like you. And Baal Shem Tov said, I had such great pain when I heard this. How could everyone get to my level? But from what I learned in Shamayim, I learned three inyanim. And through these three inyanim, my mind calmed down and I realized every person of my age and my stature could get to my level. And he tells his brother-in-law, בתפילתך ולימודך וכל דיבור ודיבור ומוצא שפתיך תכוון לייחד. Every word that comes out of your lips, you should have in mind to do yichud, the unification, which is a very loaded word. May Hashem help us to understand it and slowly to understand what this word, what this concept, what this Avodat Hashem of yichudim is. The Ari HaKadosh writes that the Esek of yichudim is Gadol Shivatayim Esek HaTorah. That it's sevenfold more important and holy than the Esek HaTorah, than learning Torah. There's the Esek of yichudim, of unifying Hashem in the world. Very, very deep avodah. May Hashem help us to really understand it and to do it. Yesh olamot v'neshamot ve'elohut. In every letter and letter, there's these concepts that are called olamot, which is worlds. Neshamot, neshama, elohut. ועולים ומתקשרים ומתייחדים זה עם זה, ואחר כך מתקשרים ומתייחדים באותיות מנשא תיבה, ומתייחדים ייחוד אמיתי באלוהות, ותכלול נשמתך עמהם בכל בחינה ובחינה מנאמר לאל. ומתייחדים כל העולמות כאחד, all the worlds unify as one, ועולים They are elevated. ונעשה שמחה ותענוג גדול לאין שיעור. Because a tremendous happiness, pleasure, unimaginable. I'm going to skip a little. ותאמין לי, the Baal Shem Tov writes, believe me, my holy brother-in-law, my only purpose in this world is to reveal לגלות האלוהות בעולם השפל והתחתון הזה, to reveal the presence of the Creator, the godliness, in this physical low dimension that we're in, ובאדם התחתון, and the human, this physical flesh and blood, human, שאין בו שום עבר ושום כוח, מה שאין לבוש לכוח האלוהי, אשר טמון וגנוז בקרבו. Human being does not have one body part or a strength. Human being is a complex being made out of 248 evarim, shasagidim, very complex. The functions of a human are infinite. The eyes, the ears, the senses, the digestion, the walking, the imagination. It's an unbelievable amount of strengths and powers that each human being has. All these strengths and qualities are all remazim, they're all illusions, the deep godly concepts that exist as a human being is an Adam Katan, like it says in the Zohar many times, a miniature universe. Everything that exists in the whole creation, in the atomic and the subatomic and anything you could imagine, planets and the ocean life and star life, anything you could imagine, in a microcosmic way exists in every one of us. And all these strengths are all remazim and mashalim, the koach Elohi asher tamun v'ganuz b'kirbo, the deep godly concepts. This is the sod of all the mitzvot, when we use our body parts according to the instructions of our Borei Olam. Gadol koach HaTzedikim shemdamim tzura leyotzra, that the tzedikim take the tzura and are medameh to the yotzer. It means they take the creation and they return it to look, to resemble, to behave, to exist like the Creator. Tzadikim unify the creation with the Creator. כי אין לך תנועה ודיבור וכוח, מה שאינו מורה על ייחוד שמו יתברך ויתעלה. והורונו רבותינו הצדיקים זיכרונם לברכה לקשר עצמו בייחוד שמו יתברך, אפילו בשיחת חולין. חכמים teach us, like it says in the pasuk, ועלהו לא ייבול, שיחות תלמידים, שיחות תלמידי חכמים. That the tzadikim, even when they speak about worldly, mundane issues, cars, horses, mortgages, trips, food, chulu, clothing, in everything they're having a kavanah to unify the godliness that exists in that world with the godly will, with the godly intention. Shamayim laHashem v'aretz natan livnei Adam. Kadosh Baruch Hu made a bria, He made a creation. Haaretz natan livnei Adam. He hides His light from creation. He hides His revelation. We are created into a creation that as if doesn't have a creator. He's hidden, no one sees Him. The world doubts His existence. The world denies Him. And we, Am Yisrael, we believe, we know that there's a Borei Olam. We've been through a history. Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Shvatim, Am Yisrael, Yoshua bin Nun, David HaMelech, Shlomo HaMelech, Beit HaMikdash, Churban, Mordechai and Esther, Beit Sheni. Tanaim, Amoraim, Savoraim, Gaonim, Rishonim, Achronim, Tzadikim, Mekubalim. We know this is not a question. Borei Olam is alive and He's with us and He gave us His Torah Kedusha. And He teaches man how to behave like God, how to restore the creation in a way that the Creator will shine His light, will reveal Himself in the creation. The tzaddikim are the messengers of the Shekhinah Kedusha. Shekhinah Kedusha, kingship of Hashem, from the deepest concepts. May Hashem help us understand what does it mean, Shekhinah. There are words that are terms that are so used, so loosely, so freely. These words contain within them infinite wisdom and understanding, the purpose. The word Shekhinah, halavai that we should understand what the word Shekhinah is, what the Shekhinah is. But the tzaddikim are the shluchim of the Shekhinah. U'ma shechaser lahem, and anything that tzaddik is missing, anything that a tzaddik is missing, could be a shoelace, could be a car, could be that now his leg hurts or his arm hurts. It could be that he has a headache. Anything that tzaddik is going through, whether he's suffering some stress, some anxiety from maybe a family member or just a person, maybe there's issues at work or money, maybe there's issues of health, chas v'shalom, maybe there's issues of shlom bayit. Maybe a person can't find happiness with himself, can't find peace, going through pain, through anxiety, through stress, like so many of our brothers and sisters today in the world. So many that are suffering, that are in pain. Physical, mental, spiritual, social. מה שחסר להם ידעון שהחיסרון זהו בשכינה. This is one of the deepest concepts, and to my understanding, this is really one of the deepest revelations of Chassidut. Not that this concept is revealed by Chassidut, this is a concept that's brought in the Mishnah, in the Gemara, in the Zohar, all over the place. But Chassidut brings this message down to me and you, that we should all start looking at ourselves and at our world in a deeper way. That the things that I'm missing, I am not a private individual. It's true, I'm also a private individual. But me as being a Yehudi, as being the Ben of the Shekhinah, my life is a mirror of what's happening in a certain aspect of the Shekhinah itself. And when chas v'shalom a Jew is experiencing any pain, he should know that in his root there is pain. In his root there is judgment. In the Shekhinah Kedusha. והתפללו שימלא החיסרון שם. When a person davens, when they pray, they should pray that the root, right? When you come to water a tree, you see a tree, it's dry, the fruits need water. You don't pour the water on the leaves. You pour them into the roots, and the roots get full of water, and that goes through the branches and feeds everything. Everything that we're missing, and again, these are words that we're saying, but really, we really have to take the way of Rav Nachman Breslov and these Torahs for sure, is that a person has to daven for these things. When you hear something, you hear a concept, you have to daven to Hashem afterwards, say, Ribono Shel Olam, Creator of the world, what is the Shekhinah? Who am I? What are you? Really turn these Torah into deep prayers of wanting to understand what's going on. Borei Olam, please deal me in, get me involved. Like we say in Alenu L'Shabeach, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה. Hashem didn't make us like the goyei haratzot, like the nations of the land, and mishpachot ha'adama, families of earth. We are not families of earth. We are Am Yisrael. We are a nation that our whole life is excitement about getting to know our Creator, about getting to know our purpose, about overcoming our animal, about becoming a kli, a merkava for Elokut. We're not mishpachot ha'adama. To start opening our eyes and understand that the things that I'm going through in my life, the people in my life, the events in my life, the good and sometimes the opposite, all these things are mirroring very, very deep and high worlds that are existing in Olam HaAtzilut, and how the Shefa, how the godly light is revealed in Olam HaAtzilut, Chasadim and Gvurot, and Malchut HaAtzilut. And what Malchut HaAtzilut, what the Shechina HaKdosha is going through. When there's Chas v'Shalom Din, so that means in the Shamayim right now, there's the Shechina is getting Din. And you know, there's something so deep. We know that all the creation sings to Hashem. Of course, you hear the birds and the animals, you see the motion of the stars, and you realize the creation is alive and vibrant, and the seasons, everything is changing, everything is alive, everything is... But higher and deeper than that, everything that exists is sustained by angels, by infinite amount of angels, and these angels, the way they continue sustaining each one, the property that they were given, is by something called singing. They sing, they yearn to the creator of the world. They sing, and then he gives a shefa, and there's a whole chain of event that's happening. There's constantly singing in Shamayim. We say in Shacharit, "V'chulam potchim et piyem b'kedusha u'tahara, b'shira u'b'zimra, u'mvarchin u'meshabchin u'mfarin u'ma'aritzin u'makdishin u'mamlichin." If you notice very often in Chazal and davening, the avodah of the angels has to do with singing. This singing is a very deep concept. But the Adam, he's made dugumat klalut ha'olamot. That means that he's made as all the worlds. He's a miniature world, and every angel, all the angels together, all of them together, combine them into one. They're one, as if one shape of one human. Each one is in charge of his area, of his mission. But a human has all the powers of all the angels, because he's one miniature world. And therefore a human could sing about anything all the time, whenever he wants, as much as he wants. And these inyanim, that the Shekhinah, Malchut Shamayim, is showing me what she needs, what she's missing. How? By what I'm missing. Things that I'm missing, there's chisaron, I should know that it's by her. It's in Malchut Shamayim. And I have the power to daven. The same way I can ask Hashem, please complete my chisaron. I need chokhmah, bina da'at. We need tshuva, we need slicha, we need geula, we need refuah, we need parnasa, v'chulei v'chulei, like the seder that we go in the Amidah. These things are not only, I shouldn't think only of myself when I say Rafa'enu, Hashivenu. I'm not asking for myself only. You're asking for the Shekhinah HaKdosha. Because the Shekhinah is missing these things. And the Shekhinah can't daven for itself. Kivyachol. It's amazing lashon of the Ramak. יתקבצו כל מלאכי מרום, בכל צבא הכיסא, בכל צבא השמיים. If all the angels together come, they can't do yichud. They can't bring more light of the essence of the Creator into the worlds more than what they have. The only one that can request and add more light of Hashem into all the worlds is the Adam. And therefore, everything that Adam is missing, he should understand, I'm not a private being. Of course, I could daven to Hashem, fulfill my chisaron, but I understand that I'm a reflection of something deeper, deeper, higher, higher, gigantic, huge. And Hashem is showing this to me because I have what to do about it. I could fix it. I could daven for it. So when I stand to daven, like the Ramban says, and we learn in all this Shulchan Aruch, how a person, when they stand to daven, they should remove all the matters of the world from their mind. So what am I davening for? I'm davening Rafa'enu, heal, bring parnasah. So if I'm not supposed to think of these worlds, what am I supposed to think of when I say these words? And I think that this is a little bit the answer. The time of davening is a time that a person has to leave his worlds. Of course, you see chisonot. You see you need this, and you need this, and you need healing, and you need panasah, and this one needs a shidduch, and this one needs chizuk, and this one needs tshuva, and everyone needs everyone. The world is full of needs. It's true. And daven for them. It's beautiful. It's gavad. But then after that, leave all that. Go deeper and say, what is the Shekhinah? What is the Malchut Shamayim missing? Look at all these missings. Look at all these chisronot. They're reflections of something much deeper and higher that's happening in the Olamot Elyonim. And this is really the explanation of why do we learn Kabbalah? Why do we learn Kabbalah? You sit with a person, he says, I'm learning Shulchan Aruch. I'm learning what I need to do, what not to do, What do you have to learn now? Adam Kadmon, Enaim, Ozen, Chotem, Peh, Adam Atzilut, Shvirat HaKelim, Tikkun, Okay, it's Torah, but how am I serving Hashem with this? This is the deep, deep answer to this, is that Kabbalah is Hakdamat Chasidut. What does this mean? Is that when I study the arrangement of how Hashem is creating the worlds, and what is the Sfirot, and what are the Olamot, and what is the Shekhinah, and what is the Malachim, and Achor, Bepanim, Katnut, Vegadlut, Dibur, Inikam, Ochin, all these deep, deep concepts. Then when I stand to daven, I could really have pain, I could really have emotion, I could really care about what the Shekhinah is going through, because I understand what's going on a little bit. Not me, but one is supposed to. Kabbalah, learning as if the science of spirituality, of what's the structure of the worlds, of how Hashem is creating, and this gives you the opens up your eyes to see what I'm missing in the world. What is the Shekhinah missing? This is a Chassid. Hamitchasedim kono. The word Chassid is not describing a European culture that dresses in black and eats kugel and herring and gala and pcha and kishka. Of course it describes that also. But that's not Chassidut. That's not a Chassid. Chassid is a deep quality that exists in a person that's greater than his own small being. A person that understands that he is not a small being. A person that understands that I am a representation of what's happening in the Shekhinah, in the highest worlds of all the worlds. And the things that I see in this world are not small things. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, no, it's also that, but it's much, 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 much deeper. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is showing you what the Shekhinah needs. A Chassid is someone that steps out of himself and understands that I'm something infinite. I'm involved in bringing infinite light, fixing the vessels. The more Kabbalah a Chassid learns, the more his Chassidut becomes, because the more they understand Kivyachol, the work of Hashem, and where their place, where they could add. How could I add for Hashem in this world? How could I bring down a new light that without me could not come down into the world and make Hashem happy? Mitchasedim kono, that you're doing chesed with Hashem. A Chassid is someone that does chesed with Hashem. And I want to finish with a small thought from the Mesilat Yesharim. I'm sorry, I don't have a book here, so I'm going to read from my phone. He says that a chassid, when he davens, should first daven for his generation. So it doesn't go right away. Okay, I say, Rafa'enu. Of course, think about the sick people in your life. You say, Slach lanu, think of the people that need forgiveness in your life. You're right. First, go out of yourself, go into the people. And then after that, go higher. Ki en HaKadosh Baruch Hu ohev ela lemi sheohev et Yisrael. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu only loves someone that loves Am Yisrael. וכל מה שהאדם מגדיל אהבתו לישראל, the more a person starts loving Am Yisrael, גם הקדוש ברוך הוא מגדיל עליו. הקדוש ברוך הוא loves him more. ואלו הם הרועים האמיתיים. These are the real shepherds של ישראל. שהקדוש ברוך הוא חפץ בהם הרבה. שמוסרים עצמם על צונו, that they do have מסירות נפש for his sheep. ודורשים ומשתדלים על שלומם וטובתם בכל הדרכים. ועומדים תמיד בפרץ להתפלל עליהם, ולבטל הגזרות הקשות, ולפתוח עליהם שערי הברכה. That these shepherds are the ones that pray, that care in their davening about the kids of Am Yisrael, about the sheep of Am Yisrael. And they're always davening that for Hashem to remove the gzerot kashot and open up the gates of bracha. And this is really, the Mesilat Yesharim was written by the Ramchal, was a great Mekubal, but he wrote the Mesilat Yesharim in a very hidden way, not to see the Kabbalah in it because of the great opposition that was on him during his lifetime. But this is what we learned today. So let's finish with something practical. Many of these concepts are way over our head, but it doesn't make a difference. They're for us. They're also over my head. And there's many concepts that I understand a little bit today that for years and years I did not understand. And I asked many times, and I davened, and I tried, and I read from this side and from this side. Don't give up. Don't give up the quest to understand spirituality, to understand who you are, what is God, what is the world, how is everything working together. It's the deepest mystery, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu has so much pleasure when we don't give up, when we want to figure Him out, we want to figure us out. Keep on trying, keep on davening. There's no doubt in my mind, like it says in the Tanit Ve'Eliyahu, a man or a woman, a slave or a free man, a Jew or a Gentile, if they are persistent, they will find me, Hashem says. So keep on trying, keep on davening, and may we see with our own eyes the world shifting into healing, into purity, the vessels of the world purifying, wanting the King, and the King of the world returning his revelation into this world. We experience the healing of this world and the Shekhinah Kedusha and the return of Am Yisrael to Yerushalayim Yer HaKodesh b'meira b'yameinu. Amen.
Amen. Wow, beautiful. Baruch.